Hi Stampers, I'm Meg from LovenStamps, and today I'm going to share with you some project ideas with the Whale Done stamp set and the coordinating Whale Builder Punch, which are both from the new Stampin' Up catalog that debuted in June of 2020, so just this month if you're watching this video fresh. I'm also going to give you some tips for the Rainbow Glimmer Sheets, which come 2 to a package. They're 12 by 12 and they are pretty much like getting 25 colors of designer or 25 colors of glitter paper in one package. So these are really terrific. And then also I have some extra bonus tips for you for the Whale Builder Punch to use it for more than just punching the whale shape and the little spouts. So ready? Let's get stamping. Okay, so I realized I didn't show you the card. So here is our card. So we have our whale punch, we have some cute use of the glimmer paper, and we have this really, really gorgeous seabed background folder. So let me get started here. The first thing you're gonna do when you make this card is you are going to take your half sheet of Calypso Coral cardstock, and you're going to go ahead and fold it in half. And then I've already done mine, but let me show you a tip here for using the seabed embossing folder to do backgrounds. Okay, if you're using your Big Shot plates, I know that the new emboss machine in the Stampin' Up catalog won't be out until this fall, but if you're still using your Big Shot, totally fine. The sandwich you're gonna want to do with this is basically to take your cardstock, fold it in half, and then slide it into the folder right up to the edge. But then instead of folding this around the back, I'm actually gonna leave it flat like this. I'm gonna use my blue cutting plate, and then I'm going to set it on my Big Shot platform with no extra sheet, so just the platform. And then for my Big Shot, this is the sandwich that you want to use. So if you're ever confused about which sandwich to use for Big Shot for different folders, because there's 3 different sizes right now, my advice is to start thin. And if you don't get an impression, then just add 1 extra little thickness each time so that you don't overwhelm your Big Shot. Okay, or your new die cutting machine when they're available. All right, so I have my base here, and then I have some pieces of cardstock. I've got my piece of Coastal Cabana, which is a really fun match for this, and then one of the designer series patterns. It's this cute one with the whales on it, but we're actually going to use this side, so I'm going to go ahead and take the lid off my new Stampin' Seal and go ahead and layer this here. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my Pacific Point layer. I'm going to cut a little banner tail. You could also use the triple banner punch for this. If you hate cutting those little tails, then definitely grab your triple banner punch because it is a great tool. I know when I do my classes and so forth, the people who are here for class often much prefer using that tool to cutting their own tails. All right, and I will layer my next piece on here. Okay, so we have our great card base. Now we're going to need to add some pieces to it. So I have these strips of 3-inch long cardstock, and this is a great way to use your whale punch. So open up your whale punch. Remember, that's what that little lock is if you haven't used one of these before. And then hold it upside down like this and watch where your cardstock is going so that you can go ahead and punch some little wavy parts down there in the bottom. And you don't need to worry too much about if this little raindrop overlaps if you start at the bottom and work up, because you're going to actually punch that away. So there's one piece. My Coastal Cabana layer is going to be the front, so I'm going to cut this one just a little bit shorter overall than the Pacific Point one I just did. And you can kind of vary your waves so that you have some bigger ones and some smaller ones. See how that's going to layer on there. And then this wave is going to go in the background, so I'm not going to cut too deep in it because I want it to have a pretty good amount of cardstock showing. So there's our wave. There, you can see it really well. There's our wave for that. Okay, so now waves, I'm going to go ahead and layer here. I'm going to put this first one on here at the bottom. I'm not going to worry too much about where I put the adhesive on the back of it because our whale is going to layer on it. But once I start to get these in, I want my little whale, I'll kind of show you. I want my little whale to tuck under the edge of the Pacific Point there. So I am going to just be a little careful where I put my adhesive on this. I might put it kind of to the left and right and avoid this little whale wave area where I know he's gonna go. Now, when I'm putting this on, I'm gonna show you, I didn't put it all the way to the bottom, okay? Because I just wanted to line up where the top of the waves are gonna go. The bottom's gonna get covered by my last wave layer, so it's not such a big deal to get that exactly set. But this I'm going to line up there because then this edge here is completing the square of the designer series paper. So this is a 3x3 designer series paper square if you were curious. Okay, all right, so now we've got everything set up. You ready to start stamping? I am. Okay, so I have my 2 colors for this one, Pacific Point and Calypso Coral. And this project is one of the 4 that I'm sharing for my LovenStamps card tutorials this month. So when you place any size order in my online store during the month of June, you'll get the tutorials for 4 whale projects, and they all feature a common set of products. So if you have just the things that are highlighted, and there's a page on my website, it's LovenStamps card club to, oh my gosh. If you visit my website, you can look for card kits to go, and there is a post about how which supplies you'll want to be able to make these cards exactly the way I've described them in the tutorial. And if you order at least $50 from me during the month of June, then you will actually get 2 card kits. So you'll get the materials, everything kind of pre-cut and ready to go, kind of like this, for 2 of the projects. So you'll actually have all those ready to stamp. So making stamping easy. All right, so I'm going to add my pad here underneath, and I do that because I photopolymer, I want to get a really nice image. So really contact between the stamp and the stamp and the cardstock. So we've got that. And then I'm going to take my whale punch, and here is the magic of Stampin' Up punch bundles, which I adore. Don't forget, when you order the stamps and the punch at the same time with the bundle price, you'll get 10% off. So that's kind of a nice deal. All right, so we have our whale, and then I'm going to go ahead and stamp my greeting. And the greeting for this one says, "You're kind of a big deal," which I think is just a fun sentiment to go with this. I'm big on puns, if you hadn't noticed from my other projects. And then I'm going to take my Calypso Coral, and I'm just going to stamp a couple of these cute little Calypso Coral hearts on here. All right, so that's going to go on our project. And then I like to decorate the insides of my cards. So let's see, what should we put in here? Maybe we'll just put a jellyfish. I had him handy, so I'll stamp him kind of there, and maybe a little bit of coral too. We'll put it over here. Okay. Oh, and now I feel like I need something else. So I'm going to add these fishies. And let's see. I'm going to turn them this way. There we go. Okay. So now we've kind of got our nice balanced pieces here. I'm going to go ahead and use my new Stampin' Seal again to adhere my card. Now, I know a lot of people are wondering about the Stampin' Seal. It's really been pretty flexible. If you want to use it like the old fast fuse and kind of do like a little slide to the side at the end, you can. But really, you can use it just like snail and pull and then stop pulling, and it works. So, all right, so we're going to add our whale and our greeting here with Stampin' Dimensionals, which I had to grab there from my rack. And I'm going to go ahead and pop these on the back. Like I said before, my whale, I'm going to see if I can have like a perfect, yeah, there we go. A perfect little tuck there so that he fits right underneath that wave. So he's kind of part of the picture instead of floating all on top of it. And then we are missing kind of a really important part here. So here's the tip for the Glimmer Sheets. So they come as a big 12 by 12 sheet like this. And what my advice is to take your paper trimmer and go ahead and cut the sheet to expose the piece that you want, the color that you want. And what I wanted was this sort of coastal cabana into Pacific Point kind of thing. And so I just cut along there, and then I'm going to take my punch, and I need these 3 little pieces here, the little droplets. So I'm going to go ahead and punch those and turn them out on my table. And you see how these 12 by 12 sheets are going to last you a really long time when you use them this way. And you can cut as many strips as you want to get the colors that you want out of it. And I'm going to go ahead and add my spouts. So my strategy for doing this is to use the multi-purpose liquid glue because it has a really, really strong grab and it doesn't take much. And I'm going to set the first one here kind of at an angle. And then after this, I'm going to go ahead and add a dot on my paper rather than the piece I'm adding, just because it helps to not have my fingers in the glue. And then let's see, where did the dot go? There was a dot here a moment ago. Let's see, I like to put that one little dot right at the top. I know it punched because I can see that there's a hole. Oh, that's fine. We'll just punch another one. So I'm gonna slide this on here. And there it is. Haha, I see it now. Okay, so then I'm gonna add this little dot. And the take your pick tool is great if you don't like to handle those little things yourself. But here is our project. So you're kind of a big deal with our fun inside. A really cute card that really features the whole suite collection for the Whale of a Time suite. And you can order, if you don't like to put in all the little product numbers, you can actually order the whole suite collection as one single number. And it includes the ribbon that we're using for some of my other projects this month. It includes the sequins, this Whale of a Time sequins, which include cute little coral pieces. And it includes the designer series paper and the stamps and the punch. So a really kind of neat way to just get all those things at once. I do have one other project that I'll share with you, kind of similar, but turned the other direction and using a different piece of the designer series paper. So this one, the designer series paper is the waves. So this is here. And then I just punched. And then you see the bottom here where I use the glimmer paper again. Those are kind of these wavy pieces here at the bottom of the whale punch. And this one is sized to just fit perfectly underneath him to give him a cute little shadow. You can see I added some sequins, but again, that embossing folder is a little harder to see on the dark cardstock and easier maybe here on our Calypso coral, but just a really pretty and fun way to do it. And again, with the puns, so well done, right? All right, so thanks for watching. Remember to let me know if you have any questions. Place your order with a June hostess code to qualify to get the PDF for the 4 projects and to then place your order for at least $50 and get your card kits to go from me at LovenStamps. So thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to sharing more projects with you soon. Happy stamping!